All right, let's just jump right in. We all know those moments, right? The meltdowns, the power struggles, the times you just feel completely stuck as a parent. They're draining, they're frustrating, but what if there's a different way to handle them? Today, we're going to look at these difficult moments through a totally different lens, the Montessori method. I mean, come on, who hasn't said this, or at least thought it really, really loudly? It's that feeling, isn't it? Like you're talking to a brick wall. You've explained it, you've asked nicely, maybe you've even begged a little, and still nothing. It's gotta be one of the most universal frustrations of being a parent. But here's a wild thought. What if these moments, the ones we dread the most, are actually where the magic happens? Montessori philosophy completely flips this on its head. It says these conflicts aren't failures. Nope. They're actually our biggest opportunities, the perfect soil for real growth and, believe it or not, a deeper connection with our kids. So let's dig into this new perspective. The whole idea is to make a huge shift, right? We're moving away from that constant battle of wills and into a place of genuine cooperation. It's all about learning to work with our kids instead of fighting against them. Think about it this way. Every single time a conflict pops up, it's a chance to practice cooperation. It's an opportunity for your child to learn something new, for you to help them build real-life skills for handling challenges. And maybe most importantly, it's a chance to protect and even strengthen that relationship that you've worked so hard to build. Okay, this is a really crucial idea from the author Alfie Kohn. He talks about the difference between doing to our kids versus working with them. Doing to is all about control, It's the bribes, the threats, the punishments, anything to just get them to comply. But working with, that's totally different. It's about collaboration. It's saying, hey, we've got a problem here. Let's figure it out together. And this image just nails it, doesn't it? The whole goal is to stop thinking in terms of winning and losing. It's not about you getting your way or them getting theirs. It's about finding that sweet spot in the middle, that perfect little overlap where both your needs and your child's needs can be met. That's where real, lasting cooperation actually comes from. So the big question is, how do we actually find that sweet spot? Well, it starts with us. It really does. It means we have to shift our own role. We have to stop being either the boss, barking out orders, or the servant, just giving in to every demand. Instead, we become a guide, calm, confident, and ready to lead the way. And to help us make that shift, there's this really brilliant framework of 8 simple questions. Think of them as a tool you can pull out in the heat of the moment. They're designed to make you just pause and step into that role of the guide your child really needs. All right, question number 1. This one is all about getting out of our own heads. So instead of spiraling into, he never listens, you take a breath and you ask, what are just the plain, simple facts? What can I actually observe? Is he tired? Is he hungry? What time is it? What was happening right before this all started? Just collecting those objective little details can completely change how you see the situation. Okay, and this next one is so key. Because this whole approach isn't just about caving to your child's needs. No way. It's about finding solutions that work for everybody. So you have to ask 2 questions. First, what is the unmet need behind my child's behavior right now? And then, just as important, what is my need in this moment? You have to acknowledge both to even have a chance at finding that sweet spot. Okay, so we've got the mindset shift. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual tools. Because, having the right perspective is great, but you also need the right words in the moment. This is the how-to part, the communication that actually builds bridges instead of walls. This is such a game changer, and it's so simple. Think about it. When you say, don't spill, a kid's brain first has to picture spilling and then try to figure out what not to do. It's confusing. But when you tell them what you want them to do, like use 2 hands, or walk please, or gentle touches, it's so much clearer. It's direct, it's positive, and it sets them up for success. Right. But what about the big, messy emotions? The tantrums, the rage, the full-on meltdowns. This is where it gets tough. But the Montessori approach is crystal clear on this. Our job is not to shut down those feelings, it's to allow them. Our job is to be the calm in their storm, to hold space for whatever they're feeling and let them know it's safe to feel it. And here's exactly how you do that. These phrases are like gold, seriously. Starting a sentence with, it sounds like you're feeling, or you really wish you could, doesn't mean you're agreeing with them or giving in. It just means you're connecting. You're showing them, I see you, I get it. And that validation is often all they need to start calming down. Okay, so we've talked about connection and communication, but let's be super clear. This doesn't mean there are no rules. Not at all. This last part is all about the follow through. It's about setting firm boundaries, it's about fixing our mistakes, and it's about making sure these tough moments actually lead to real, lasting growth. And let's get one thing straight. Being a guide means you are still the one setting the limits. Your number one job above all else is to keep everyone safe, physically and emotionally. The key is that the limits have to be both kind and clear. Saying, "I won't let you hit me," isn't angry punishment. It's a calm, confident boundary. And that's exactly what kids need. Oh, I love this image. It's such a powerful metaphor, isn't it? Because sometimes things break. Toys break, rules get broken. And yeah, sometimes our connection with our kids feels a little broken too. And you know what? That's okay. Because maybe the most important lesson we can ever teach them isn't how to be perfect, but how to fix things when they mess up. And that brings us to this idea of making a repair. This is so much bigger than just a forced, mumbled sorry. A real repair is an action. It's meaningful. It could be getting a tissue for the person you made cry, or helping to tape a torn page back into a book. There's even a great story about a kid making his sister French toast after a prank went wrong. See? That's real accountability. That's what actually fixes the connection. And really, this quote just says it all. This is the goal. This is what we're working towards. When you do all this stuff, when you shift your perspective, use the right tools, hold those kind limits, and teach how to make repairs, you're not enemies anymore. You're not fighting each other. You're a team. You're on the same side, figuring out life's messes together. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. The next time it happens, and it will happen, the next time you feel that frustration bubbling up and you're thinking they just won't listen, I want you to try and pause, just for a second, and ask yourself, where's the opportunity here? How can I turn this moment of conflict into a moment of connection? Because that one little shift in your thinking, well, it can change absolutely everything.